tell you where the word lynching really comes from, because the version that we were taught is a lie by omission, of course. Listen, everybody knows what lynching has become. The ropes, the trees, the mobs, the bodies left hanging as warnings, the terror that we inherited. But almost nobody ever learns where the word even came from. And once you learn that part, you understand something this country never says out loud. Lynching didn't start with murder. It started with permission. Permission for white men to punish whoever they wanted, however they wanted, whenever the legal system didn't give them the outcome that they preferred. So, let me tell you. During the Revolutionary War, Charles Lynch wasn't satisfied with the courts, so he built his own. He ran informal tribunals on his property. Not real courts, not real trials. He rounded up people suspected of supporting the British. Not proven guilty, not tried, not even properly questioned. Just suspected. And then he punished them. Whipping, imprisonment, forced labor, property seizure. All without a judge, without a jury, without evidence. People called it Lynch's Law, a nickname for punishment outside of the legal system. And here's the part that matters. He wrote to the Virginia legislature asking for protection. And instead of reprimanding him, they passed a law giving him and his men retroactive immunity. Think about that, right? America didn't just tolerate extra legal punishment. It validated it. That's the seed of the word lynching. And that seed grew into something that this country still hasn't reckoned with. In the 1780s, lynching didn't mean killing. It meant punishment without trial. It meant white men deciding that the law wasn't strict enough. It meant vigilante authority with government approval. By the 1830s, newspapers were using the word everywhere. But after the Civil War, when Black people were suddenly citizens on paper, that's when the word mutated. Lynch's Law went from punishing loyalists to punishing Black freedom. White mobs used it to justify terror, assaults, hangings, burnings, shootings, mutilation, public torture, all for things like voting, owning land, standing their ground, protecting their families, or simply existing outside of the bounds that white supremacy created. Lynching didn't become racial violence by accident, though. It became racial violence because the legal system allowed it to shift in that direction, and then refused to stop it. From 1882 to 1968, at least 3,442 Black people were lynched, not as punishment, as terror, as a message, as a warning to every Black person watching. And Congress blocked anti-lynching laws for over 120 years. They protected the word longer than they protected the people suffering under it. So here's the truth, the part they hoped you never connect. The word lynching didn't come from the violence. The violence came from the permission that was baked into that word from the start. A permission that said